Hi friends, strangers, internet. My name is EmilyHanhan. I love colorful makeup and colorful language. Welcome to my channel, or if you've been here before, welcome back. Today I am doing another one of my let's get ready and talk about things style of video. And you can find me on this if you want, but beauty TikTok is 2015 beauty YouTube, and you cannot tell me otherwise. I just want to talk about that. I want to talk about it. So I'm going to jump into putting makeup on my face. Generally speaking, in these videos, I don't talk a lot about the makeup itself, but if you have any questions, you can definitely leave comments, and I try to link and list things in the description box for y'all. If you are into people with lots of opinions, especially about social media and beauty, or you like colorful makeup, or you just like cute fat babes, I hope you will subscribe if you have not already. My time on the internet has been often involving beauty. Like, I definitely had a little bit of like a, imposter syndrome-y kind of like, oh, it hasn't been that much or whatever. I haven't been that into this for that long, but I'm wrong. So, I have been, in this beauty space as a fan, as somebody that enjoys putting makeup on my face, all of that. I've been doing that for a while now. I would say, in terms of like the online space, I would probably say we're getting close to a decade, at least 8 years. So I have been active on YouTube as a viewer for a long time. I've been a creator in the beauty space for about 3 years. And so I've seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things get brought up as this is the new that. And a lot of them are, this is the new YouTube. Vine is the new YouTube. Instagram often has been compared to like Facebook more than YouTube, but sometimes you were hearing that, especially when Instagram introduced the video function. All of these different things are the new something else, but especially when it comes to the social media content creation space, unless these new platforms have like monetization kind of built in from the beginning or pretty early on, I just don't think that they are the new YouTube. A lot of times they can stand on their own. And I agree with that for TikTok. Also, some of my personal history, I was like a fan of Musical.ly when it was Musical.ly, and then I definitely fell off for a while, and then when it kind of came back as TikTok, I fell right in again, and the neurodivergent, queer, gender fuckery, just like there's so many different communities of my identity that TikTok has been so amazing for. And I have absolutely learned so much about myself and other folks because of TikTok, especially during the early parts of the pandemic, because we're still in it. But that is all to say, I have an appreciation for TikTok. this video is not going to be, oh, well, YouTube is better than TikTok, or TikTok is better than YouTube, or whatever. I have an appreciation for a lot of different platforms, and I find that they all hold their own unique like power and unique their sweet spots and the things that their audiences, you know, tend to react to most, and the kinds of, you know, styles and content that works best with each app or each platform's technology. So like I'm not specifically team one over the other. I do make random content on TikTok. You are welcome to follow me over there. It's a shit show of things, but I kind of like that part of TikTok of just like being whatever. Not sure where I left off because I got distracted, and the point I was making is that I think that each platform has its own strengths and weaknesses, and I think that what you create or do on each platform, you know, has its own thing. The rise in like this feeling, this thing that keeps getting said about like how beauty TikTok is kind of better, or it's the new YouTube, or it's, you know, like just this general statement about that kind of it's gonna take over, and then YouTube is like, you know, not gonna be as important for the beauty space. And I'm not gonna say that it doesn't ebb and flow. Different platforms and sites do make the way other sites perform, it makes it different. You know, are more people getting their beauty kind of creator stuff on TikTok and Instagram and all of that, and even places like Discord and Twitter? Are they diversifying? Yes, that is one of the things. That is something that I definitely feel like is a change in the beauty space, especially in the community spaces. I do think that other platforms and other ways to share information have affected, you know, the kind of beauty community space as a lot of us knew it as, and for like better and worse feelings. Like, you know, a lot of us do miss the way some of the more supportive beauty comment sections were, things like that. And, you know, my thought on that in particular is that I really think that Discords have kind of replaced a lot of comment sections for, it feels like for more than just beauty, but beauty is my go-to. So I don't know 100%, but I think that, you know, Discord, it's easier to keep the bad people out from the get-go, so you don't have trolls and things that you're dealing with. I worry to say it's easier to moderate. It's a different thing to moderate. But anyway, all of this tangent to say, I think that in general, the beauty landscape and the social media and internet landscape is just changing, and it is constantly changing. All of this to say that I think the general proclamation of X is the new Y is kind of silly. And the first thing that I have been seeing, it's not actually the first thing, but the first thing I'm going to talk about that I've been seeing that I'm like, you cannot tell me that TikTok is not beauty YouTube from 6-7 years ago, are the viral trending hacks and applications that are happening on TikTok. Now, the one, well, I mean, there's been a couple, but like, okay, for example, one that I saw fairly recently is this conversation about applying liquid blush with your concealer under your eyes. Now, I've seen it talked about in a couple of different ways. One makeup artist specifically was saying that like they blush that area on everyone and it's an amazing thing that everyone should do. That I feel a little bit more like about, because I think that that technique can work for a lot of people, but I think that it's a little trickier than it sounds, and I also think it might be one of those things that looks great on camera but not in person, maybe. But the other thing that I've been seeing is just actually like applying, like let's say this was a liquid blush, just dabbing on a bit of that and then a bit of concealer and blending them together, making your own color corrector. Tell me, we did not see this years ago during the color corrector boom that happened, but the thing people were using were things like lipsticks. They were using lipsticks to color correct. Now, I'm not going to say that this is not a good evolution, because I do think it is, because I think that using lipsticks, not sure about that. But I think that this feeling of like, it's so spectacular and different and oh my God. No, it's not. Like, and I think that's the thing, is that there is a way that people can like make videos on TikTok and on YouTube and Instagram. There's a way to do it where it just feels like, okay, I'm relaying this tip on because like everyone should know this, versus I created this, I discovered this. Like, please, can we stop Christopher Columbusing in the beauty space? I know that's a big ask of me. I doubt it's gonna happen. But could we fucking stop? That would be nice. So it's like, if you're making a TikTok or a reel or whatever, and it's new to you, and you're excited to share that, that's not a bad thing. But like, if you found it from someone else, credit it, or maybe Google it if you feel like you made something up. It doesn't take away from the fact that you came up with that idea on your own, but like, you can also be like, oh my God, I thought about this. And then like, I also looked it up and I saw that there's these other makeup artists that do this too. And like, how cool is that? Because to me, that's cool. When I'm like, I still think it's really fucking cool when I thought of something and then I look into it and I'm like, oh, that exists. Huh. Also, I did a really weird thing with color today, and it's kind of working. It's a little patchy, but I'm also going in with just like a big brush and very few fucks. So, and we're gonna put shimmer all over it anyway. I know that's coming. So that's the thing, is like, I feel like this like very, oh my gosh, I created this, look at what I'm doing. Like, that feels like younger beauty YouTube in a lot of ways, and the clickbait of it all. Like, shut the fuck up, that to that person that grabs a handful of foundation and puts it on your face. I don't even need to watch your videos to know that you just need to shut the fuck up. You can call me mean or rude, but it's how I feel. Do I need to insert yet another that's my opinion video here? I'm not going to, but that's my opinion. And so I think that level of like clickbait for the fucking sake of clickbait, so old beauty YouTube, and probably still modern beauty YouTube, depending on who you watch. But like, full face of highlight, 1,000 layers of foundation or nail polish or whatever. going to the worst rated salon in the city. Like, they're just, and I'm not saying that any of those are bad videos, but there's a level of clickbaitiness to them that, like, I see kind of history repeating itself with TikTok. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to vocalize this well, but like, none of this is to say that the things that people are doing on TikTok are wrong or bad, because that's not the point of this video. My point is that, can we please stop like touting it as this amazing platform that's so inventive and different and blah, blah, blah. Because like, it has its strengths, it has its awesomeness, but it's also full of people repeating what they've seen in other situations. I think that the way that these viral videos, these viral TikToks where people are like, in my opinion, they are doing things that will specifically look absolutely ridiculous because they know people will come and like keep watching. They will keep watching. They know that like the ridiculousness will get shared out and people will come looking for it and people will, you know, stitch it and share it and react to it and all of these things. They will try to mimic this other person's ridiculousness. So like, it's just very much a thing of like, I see what you're doing. And I think that those like very intensely like, I'm clickbaiting you to clickbait you kind of things are really like quite strong for TikTok because of all the different ways that you can share and react on the platform. So that's why I'm like, it's not surprising that that's happening over there. And I don't think it's inherently bad or whatever. I just like, I think it's inherently ridiculous and it's not always, you know, for me. But I don't think I actually got fully through the thought earlier. I use TikTok for things outside of beauty. Like, it just wasn't where I went for beauty content. And so like, there are a handful of people that I follow over there that do beauty. But in general, I use TikTok more for the queer, neurodivergent, kink, like things besides beauty. Although a lot of the people that I follow are beautiful and do some fun makeup on their face. But we're not there specifically for beauty. I really got sweaty thinking about how many hot people I follow on TikTok. Anyway. So that's the thing, is that like with the viral stuff, with all of that, it's not that I understand the popularity on TikTok. I really do. And I think that in terms of like doing kind of that clickbaity stuff, I think that the way TikTok has made the platform so easy to share and like, you know, stitch and all of that, like I actually think it makes a lot more sense to do those like clickbaity kind of concepts on that platform over Instagram or YouTube. Another part of like the things about TikTok that remind me of older beauty YouTube is the use of filters and the kind of rampant and kind of like undisclosed or almost hidden use of filters. So here's the thing. I feel like having like a soft focus filter on your videos was very common a few years ago. And it still happens. It still absolutely happens. People are still using them. A lot of cameras have these like filters kind of just built in. Our phones have those filters built in. So like there's a level of the filters that I know is unavoidable. And I'm not criticizing that. What I am criticizing is the way that filters are very much used in TikToks for reviews and for when people are recommending products. It's similar to, this is something that I feel like Audra and I have talked about a lot, and I've talked about it with other people. So like for a really long time, I was like, I don't like glittery highlighters. I don't want glittery highlighters. And I very much have changed. If you are not, if you're new here, I love highlight of all kind, and I kind of especially love glittery highlights because being me off this planet, please. But like in this conversation about glittery highlights, I know that like Audra has vocalized this, and I've heard other people as well say that like for the longest time they did not like glittery highlights because they thought that they were just inherently making their skin look way worse than they were, and other people's, like when they wore those glittery highlights, that's not what it looked like for them. But the other people are beauty content creators who have beauty lights and filters washing out your texture and making everything look smooth and perfected. And the lighting, because it's not beauty lighting. I know that's a pet peeve of Audra's. I want to say like lighting is lighting, but lighting can make us look more perfected, even when that's not what you're actually trying to do. You're just trying to light your fucking videos so somebody will watch them. But earlier on in beauty YouTube, I felt like there was such a rampant use of filters and really like extreme lighting and extreme setups so that you really looked smooth and flawless. And these filters, not only do they smooth out texture, they'll make your skin look nicer. They sometimes will like make the product look less patchy. I mean, that's smoothing it out basically. It'll look less patchy. It looks like it applies easier. And then you get the product and you're like, this isn't what's happening here. And you're like, okay, obviously I'm doing something wrong and this kind of product just isn't for me. When in reality, you just don't have filters and intense lighting to help you look perfectly, smooth and snatched. But people don't know that. And I think because TikTok is very much built on this, like, whatever the new filter of the moment is, and like every filter fucking gives you a nose job and like plumps your lips, and it does all of these things that can be really dysmorphic or dysphoric. I might be using one of those two words wrong, but it can really fuck with your perception of yourself. And the thing with TikTok that I think about a lot is that there's a lot of young people on like watching TikToks. And when you haven't kind of experienced like, oh, the reason why this thing is this way is because of filters, like, in my opinion, if you are a younger person and you're watching TikToks and you go and you're like, oh my God, I have to get this product, I have to buy this product, and then you get it and then it doesn't look as fabulous on you as it has on this influencer creator that you love, like, I just think that it's setting yourself up to feel really bad about yourself. And here's the thing, is that we get trapped in that even as full-grown adults. Although full-grown adult is a lie. I'm a child. But we still fall into that issue as full-grown adults. So imagine like being younger and being like, oh, Michaela looks amazing with this foundation and she's raving about it. she's not the only one, but the level of filter on everything she does is... Anyway, it's not just about her though, because this is just a bigger issue, a bigger pattern. So not only do we have this rampant use of filters that's very like undisclosed and feels very much like beauty YouTube, especially beauty YouTube of the past, although like I said, I'm sure it's still happening. I'm sure. So that the filters, what I'm trying to get at is like the filters were another big reason why TikTok reminds me of old beauty YouTube. And that rolls right into I think to me, the biggest issue or the biggest thing. Growth, we love to see it. Powdering, where you kind of need it. Not powdering in places it's gonna look bad, like my under eyes, but also still being glowy and dewy and wonderful. I went from pancake dry to really dewy. I'm finding my way back to a little bit more balance. Okay, we are filming. Good. I had an issue yesterday in it. Sent me spiraling. So, before I got so rudely interrupted by the distraction that was finishing this eye look and putting on mascara, I was at my last point, and this is kind of a big one. My concern with the TikTok beauty kind of space and the thing that we have seen in the beauty YouTube space years ago, undisclosed sponsorships. So if you were not around then, beauty YouTube used to be full of undisclosed sponsorships and codes that people did not know were affiliated. If you, did not see the kind of discovery that Here for the T2, rest in peace, came across years ago, like that was a huge thing. And here's the thing about it, is that the thing that I keep thinking about with this whole conversation about TikTok beauty, because I've been watching this stuff for so long and I've been seeing, the evolution, and I've been participating in it and all of that, I've seen how long it's taken us to regain trust, to get audiences. We're still dealing with this. This is still a thing. There is still an incredibly huge amount of distrust for beauty creators. And I think that one of the things that kind of really gets me, gets my goat or whatever, activates me, is that I think there is a level of thinking. There are people that think if it's not sponsored, it's more trustworthy. So they will literally think that X person who is talking about a product and has disclosed that they have been sponsored by this brand to talk about this product, but all opinions are their own, they will think that that is more deceptive than somebody who is just talking about a brand. Maybe they've disclosed that this was PR. They are telling you it's their opinion, but they have not disclosed that it is actually an ad. They've been paid to do this. And guess what? On TikTok, because none of the, there's no regulations in place for that, no one's disclosing. Hold on, I should focus for this. So there's this whole audience of people who truly believe that every sponsorship is deceptive and they couldn't possibly be sharing their actual opinion, or their honest opinion, but they're on TikTok trusting those creators. Just because it doesn't say it's an ad doesn't mean it's not an ad. And so this whole thing that Beauty YouTube went through years ago and is still recovering from is happening on TikTok. Now, is TikTok going to go through the regulations that YouTube was faced with? I don't know. But I will fucking guarantee you that there is going to be a point in the near future where the new conversation is going to be how I don't trust TikTok creators. I tried this product that multiple people that I follow raved about, and it's terrible. So I don't trust any of them anymore. When the reality is that multiple people were paid to advertise that product to you. But you didn't know that. So tell me again why disclosing sponsorships is bad and why sponsorships are inherently distrustful. Because I'm having a hard time hearing that or understanding it. But this is what's happening. Like, this is the thing, is that all of the hate that people received as creators on YouTube in the previous years, like, I feel like that shit's going to go down on TikTok in some ways. And so I really hope that even if you're not a typical consumer of, beauty YouTube content, if you have fallen down a rabbit hole of TikTok, I really hope that you know this information. So basically, the whole thing with the sponsorships. I was distracted again. Is that I just feel like a lot of people say things like, oh, I really prefer beauty TikTok nowadays over beauty YouTube and all of that. But are you realizing that you might be being advertised to in ways that you were also being advertised to on YouTube, but you knew about it? And the other thing is that because brands know you don't have to disclose on TikTok, they are specifically focusing on TikTok creators. Why would they not? Why would they not? Why would they not put their effort towards creators that don't have to give you that information, which inherently is going to make you be more trusting in what they say? So these brands are purposely doing that. Also, a lot of TikTok creators are very young. Okay, that's fine. That works. That's a little more balanced, cool and warm in the pink tones. So the point I was trying to get to finish this whole thing up, I think that the kinds of beauty content that is being made on TikTok can be rife with undisclosed sponsorships, which means theoretically rife with a lot of deception. Whether or not these creators are purposefully lying to you, purposefully doing that or not, depends. But I do think that because it is a platform with a lot of young creators, that there's a lot more space for brands to kind of manipulate and encourage and promote more false information and softer thoughts, softer reviews, because that's what they're getting paid to do. And because there is no fucking disclosure, you have no idea that's what you're even consuming. You have no idea that that is what that TikTok is all about. And so much of this was exactly what we went through in beauty YouTube years ago. And the thing that keeps sticking in my head is like, we have worked so much to like gain people's trust back. And I say we because I am a creator and I will take sponsorships whenever they are given to, like, if brands approach me and it feels right and it doesn't feel deceptive or whatnot, I am open to sponsorships. But I want to do them in a way that is truthful. And the fact that I saw this happening in the YouTube space in the past, and we saw this loss of trust, and we saw this, you know, kind of like mass deception, and the way so many creators are still struggling to get y'all to just fucking trust us. And I am not saying this in like a parasocial, like, trust me, I'll never lie to you. But just like, either take what I'm saying with a grain of salt and make your own decisions, or don't watch. That's kind of where I'm at. But like, I see this happening on TikTok and I just think we are repeating ourselves. History is repeating ourselves. And it's fucking frustrating. That's what it is. It's frustrating. And I think pairing the facts that we have a lot of these behaviors that happened in older beauty YouTube with the way people will say, oh my God, I love beauty TikTok so much more than beauty YouTube. It's so amazing. But the way people will say that, and I'm like, okay, if that's how you feel and you know all of this information, then good for you, motherfucker. But why don't we just like say that you enjoy something? You can just say, I love beauty TikTok, and end the sentence there. Because I don't think that the comparison game is really looking so great right now. And on that note, I think I'm going to wrap it up. We're going to wrap it up here. If you have any thoughts on anything I've talked about, I would love to hear your opinions in the comments. I feel, I have a lot of feelings about this topic, and I just think in general, social media is a really interesting space to be in, and the opportunity to be creative and artistic online and do things the way you want to do them is something I feel really passionate about, because it's something I really enjoy doing and I'm trying to do more of. But I also think that there are patterns and behaviors and all these things that are happening that can really fuck up a small group of people can really fuck up a big group of people, and it's so annoying. So definitely share your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you have any thoughts on the makeup look. Feel free to sprinkle in the compliments. I always love to receive them. And I hope that you enjoyed your time here. Thank you so much to my patrons and my channel members. I have been on the struggle bus, and technology has been really fucking with me. So I really appreciate your support, so that it's keeping me going even when I am light on the creation, the videos. If you are interested in joining my Patreon or YouTube membership, all the links are in the description box. I would love to have you over there. And most importantly, don't forget to take care of yourself better today than you did yesterday, because you are worth it. Bye, friends. I feel cute and sparkly. Yeah.